score for those 7 assignments will see a 68.9. So perhaps it's the end of the term and Alan only has 1 more grade available for that next class. It will know that his 68.9 is weighted to those 7 assignments. All right, let's go back to the administrative side. So adding and dropping a student is very, very simple. In fact, let's go back to Angela Shore, and we'll add her to, how about we add her to and all I have to do is click on her, and it goes ahead and puts her in that class on that. Now, I know that you guys had asked about standards. So when you are ready to put in your standards, like I said, we do have all of the Common Core standards ready to go. If you have your own standards, you can import them in the form of a .csv or a text file. Just to give you an idea, when you're looking at the standards, there's a label that the teacher will see in the grade book, but then there's the objective that the teacher should know about, obviously, as being associated with the label. And then you can decide if you want the standard on the report card to show the total grade or not. And with that, if you do show the total grade, you can decide on how the standards are being weighted, if one of the standards is worth more weight than the others. Okay, let's go back to the gradebook. I want to talk a little bit about Juno, which is our assessment builder and learning management system. In Juno, you can create tests, quizzes, and assignments. Let's look at one, for instance. Here's the Planets tutorial. When I'm looking at the Planets tutorial, I can go ahead and preview it. As a teacher, when I'm previewing a tutorial, that's exactly what the students are seeing. The students would see these tests when they're logging into Jupyter. They can click on the test link from the parent-student portal, and they'll be able to log on to that test. But for instance, here, you can see the tutorial that's talking about, each one of the tutorial is talking about each one of the planets, and there's many different types of question types in Juno. I can go ahead and drag and drop as far as ordering. If I need to, this says drag the planets in order from closest to farthest from the sun. I can just drag them and move them around. Oops. I can look at the tutorials. I can go ahead and do multiple choice questions. Again, I can drag these answers from place to place. In addition to that, if I have short answer questions, one of the things I like about short answer questions on Jupyter is that it will give the teacher the ability to grade those short answer questions, and their teacher is grading them anonymously. So you're not even knowing who the student is when you are grading their questions. We actually have some teachers who put the anonymous student answers and project them up on the board so that the class can decide as a whole if that was a good answer, if it answered the question, if it didn't answer the question, etc. When you're looking at Juno as far as building an assessment, it is automatically integrated with Jupyter. So when you're creating a test, like for instance, if I'm creating a test for my world history class, I can go ahead and put it online for the entire class and put it online for everybody to go ahead and start taking that. Or I can put it online for a specific student. Maybe I just, let me take it offline for everybody. Paula Hamilton didn't get a chance to take this, and Alan Root didn't get a chance to take this. So it's only online for them. When they log in for their tests online, only they will see those. or perhaps I need everybody to be going in and doing their tests. As soon as you put it online, it's available to the student. If you want them to be doing it at home tonight, then you can put it online after school. If you want them to be doing it during your class, you can put it online at the beginning of class. Notice that if I want to go ahead and create a new test, I can, be using tests from other teachers, and I can make changes to those tests. Or I can go ahead and create my own tests. And when I'm doing this, notice I can create multiple choice, multiple answer, true, false, matching, sorting, short answer, and long answer. In addition to that, once I actually have the scores, I can go in and start doing the test analytics, where I am looking at each one of the test answers and seeing how they're doing compared to the other students, and start running reports on that same information. The Ed Store is a selection of tests on Jupyter that are being offered by other teachers. So if you as a teacher create tests and you want to put them on the Ed Store, you can put them on there for just the people at your school. You can put them on there for anyone using Jupyter. You can put them on there for free. If you'd like to charge for them, you can do that as well. Here are some of the featured items, but I can also look at just everything in all subjects and see all of the items that are being put up. Now, we have a lot of schools where they are creating tests for their teachers. So, for instance, there'll be a team of math teachers, and that team of math teachers will create tests and tutorials for themselves and then share them amongst themselves. Notice that if I want to, I can just share with my school, which is called Jupyter Demo. Then whenever I choose, I can go ahead and sync my Juno with my Jupyter Gradebook, and it will go ahead and put all of my grades in there as well. I'd like to show you the parent-student portal. Let's go ahead and click into that. As a parent, if I have multiple children within your school group, I don't have to have multiple logins and passwords. I can just have one where I can log in and see all of my children. Notice in the upper left-hand corner there's a drop-down menu. If I had multiple children, I would see the names there. When I, as a parent, log into this, I can see how my child is doing in each one of the classes. I see an email address, so I can go ahead and email the teacher. If they've put up any files, I'll see that here. I can also click directly into that class and see how my child is doing in all of his or her assignments. I'll see missing assignments, etc. Then I see a list of all the homework that needs to be done. There's that Chapter 20 quiz with a document that is attached to it. I can also look at that calendar we talked about where any of the items from any of my teachers are up there. A few other items, if the school chooses for me to be able to see my report card, I can see my report card. If the school chooses for me to see attendance, I can see attendance, behavior, etc. I also wanted to show you that if I'm a Spanish-speaking parent, the very first time I go to Jupyter Grades, I can go ahead and log in Spanish. You as an administrator can change the parent-student portal to Spanish for them, or even from the parent-student portal they can change it to Spanish. But if they don't speak enough English to even get to the parent-student portal, once they go to the right website, they can go ahead and switch it over to Spanish. Okay, let me go back over to the administrative side. Let's do a few more items. Talking about Ohio State reporting. With Jupyter, we do have an SIS feature, and as I was explaining to Katie Grodygood and some of her team, we have had Ohio State reporting for about a year now, and to be honest with you, we don't have any of our schools in Ohio. We have about 30 schools in Ohio. Right now, none of them are using our Ohio State reporting. I realize you're looking for someone who has a lot of experience with Ohio State reporting. But at the same time, you know, we can offer a lot of flexibility and personal attention. We can allow or give you one of our engineers who's been in charge of our Ohio State reporting, and you know, have them at your beck and call to make changes that are necessary. Small changes would take 1 to 3 days. A large change would probably take about a week. But this is something that, you know, I know that we don't have the experience that you're looking for, but if you know, it is something that would be available to you if you do go with Jupiter. In addition to that, I want to point out that Jupiter pricing is $50 per teacher per year, and that includes our SIS features, our gradebook features, and our learning management assessment builder features. We do not have an applications and admissions feature, but all of our other features are included in the $50 per teacher per year. Okay. A couple other quick items as far as emailing. When an administrator wants to, they can email selected students and selected parents or all staff members when they're sending an email. That's going to be logged so that anytime you as an administrator are sending an email out to a selection of parents and students with Jupiter, it's automatically going to keep a copy of that for you. And it's the same thing for a teacher. When the teacher wants to go ahead and email out information, they have a lot of choices. They can email to their parents and students. If they want to copy it to a teacher, they can do that. But then when they're sending this out, they can send out, you know, those individual comments that they put in their report card. They can email out attendance. They can email out report cards, lists of missing assignments, etc. And this is also being logged for the teacher. So anytime they're sending out that information, it's keeping a copy of it for them so that teachers and administrators can have access to their records as far as exactly what was sent and when. Okay, I'm just checking over my list. I think we have just about everything. One of the other things I wanted to point out about Juno, I know that the RFP had discussed wanting to have offline tests. Certainly when you are looking at a test, here's a vocabulary review from a computer teacher. When you're looking at one of these tests, you can go ahead and print this test, and we'll print out in the form of a PDF document, and you can grade it by hand. Jupiter does not have any ability to grade tests that are scanned in. So it will allow you to print out a test, but it does not allow the student to you know, take the test by hand and then get it scanned back in. However, we do work with a scanner company, and if you use bubble scanners for tests, you can use their bubble scanner, and it will bring your grades from the bubble sheet over to, that's Apperson Scanner Company. All right, I believe we have everything in there. One of the items from the list I'm looking at, talking about integration with other programs. You can certainly export your information at any time. From the administrative side, you can export all the information in the school as far as being able to export your grades or the transcripts or standards, whatever information you put into Jupiter, you can go ahead and export that out, especially if you want to build customized reports with some sort of a report building software. You know, we have a lot of flexible reports in Jupiter, but if it does not include the information that you need, it may be easier for you to export your data into some sort of external report writing software. Teachers themselves can also export their assignments. The other thing I think can be really helpful is that teachers can import their assignments from each other and from year to year. So if you as a history teacher have the same set of assignments that you do each year, you can just go ahead and transfer them over from to the next year. So once you have put that information in, it is done. Okay, I want to thank you for listening and spending time with me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me directly. My name is Amy Pentagon, Director of Sales at Jupiter Grades. My direct line is 888-367-9764, extension 8. My email address is amy.pedigo@jupitered.com. That's amy.p as in Paul, ed as in David, ig as in George, o @jupitered.com. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.